In emotional terms, if I was to use terminology that would describe your emotion in physical terms, you are the clitoris of emotion. I don't even know what it means. I don't know what it means, people. Hello. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs, rodents and other small insects, welcome to the Eloquently Saying Nothing podcast. This is episode number 12 of season 2. I am the bombastic and bodacious Stavros boss, aka The Truth. And in the room with me, I have Simple Simon. If I don't sound enthusiastic this week, it's because I just had some Caribbean food that tasted like disappointment and unfulfilled dreams. I also have Web Slinger.
Oh, God. These guys make me laugh.
Let them see we're crazy. I don't care about that. Put your arms in my arms, baby. Don't ever look back. Let the world around us just fall apart. Baby, we can make it if we're heart to heart. And we can build this dream forever. Nothing stands forever. Nothing's gonna stop us now. And if the world falls down around us, we'll still have each other. Nothing's gonna stop us. Nothing's gonna stop us now. Whoa. What's going on, people? It's your boy, back from outer space. Web Slinger up in the building.
We also have Wahala.
Yo, what's good? I don't do all of that. I just say, yo, what's good? Wahala's in the building.
And last but not least, we have, what's his name? Mr. Wolf.
Yes. I'm not involved in all of that. By the way, Webbs, you're on your own, son. This is Mr. Webbs, a.k.a. Mr. Webbs, about to sing. 1, 2. You ready? Nah. Mr. Wolf, baby. Mr. Wolf in the house, and I'm ready to go. Let's go.
Okay. Tweet us with the film that song comes from, the soundtrack. If don't spoil it.
Them 80s films, innit?
If these people, because it come out before a lot of our listeners even were born.
Web Slinger was about 50 at the time.
And still looking good.
How's everyone doing? It's the first time we've all been together for, 3 weeks or so?
Boy, yeah, as boy.
Oh, yeah. Man was on a boat a couple of weeks back. I was just out of space another week ago. And we don't really care about Mr. Wolf wherever he was.
Because I'm telling him the truth about his vocality ability.
Vocality ability.
We never really asked how everyone's week has gone. How you lot been this week, man?
My week was good up until I ate that food this evening.
What did you call it? What did you call it?
What? Disappointment and unfulfilled dreams.
Do you know when I know there's something wrong with
foodie,
with Simple? I know when there's something wrong with him. Remember we had this discussion the other day about when we went to the Ghanaian place and he ate and he put the food was disgusting and he finished it. Did you finish that food that you just ate?
He did finish it.
Do you know why though?
Man clears the plate and they complain about it after.
Do you know why though? Because I truly believe, the thing's edible, innit? It's just it wasn't to my delight. So just because something is not to my delight, if I'm hungry and I need to eat, then I'm going to eat. It just wasn't to my delight, that's all.
So hunger don't know flavour?
Well, not really, if you think about it. When a man's hungry, if you can give him sustenance that he doesn't have to necessarily enjoy, motherfucker go eat it.
Standard.
Perhaps disappointments and unfulfilled dreams.
That's what disappointment and unfulfilled dreams.
The new album.
Trust by Simple Simon.
That is not Caribbean food, man. I asked the man specifically, that's what upset me as well. I asked him specifically, do you put coconut in your rice and peas? Man had the cheek to turn around and say, what did he say? What did he say? No, wait, tell them, what did he say?
You have to put it in there, otherwise you don't have the colour.
Yeah, because look at it, you can see the colour. I was like,
colour.
Yeah, but is there coconut? Yeah, it's definitely in there. I get this rice and peas, put my spoon in it. Yes, I eat rice and peas with a spoon. Put my spoon in it, put it in the mouth, and I'm just like, where's the coconut?
But remember what he said that you reminded me of?
What's that?
He's a salesman.
That is true. I don't even want to call out the shop because I'm not bad man like that, yeah? But
For real.
Nah, but when I saw the rice and peas, it looked wet. So when our rice and peas is wet to me, it's not a good rice and peas.
That rice and peas was not right.
It was wet, man. I don't like wet
Any
rice.
rice that's wet ain't good.
But some people like wet rice, man. Like when they like it a bit mushy. No, my dad likes it a bit mushy.
I like rice pudding.
That's not rice. That's porridge.
This rice wasn't wet like that though. This rice was bullet. It was almost bullet rice. My stomach is slightly hurting. I'm not gonna lie to you.
It's risotto, isn't it?
I told
Bun a risotto, fire bun risotto.
when you see certain people at the till, don't go there.
But those people weren't at the till today.
I'm just saying.
I hear you, man. I hear you. I try to support the business. I am having a a conscious effort in trying to keep the pound in the community. So I'm consciously, especially when I want to eat food in particular as well. Like if I'm gonna spend £10 on a foolishness, then I might as well spend £10 on a foolishness that's within my community. But it hurts when I do it.
Why did it hurt you?
It hurts when it's rubbish.
Oh, okay, that's what you should have said.
Sorry, my bad.
So I don't know why you didn't go to the roti place that you say you go every Friday anyway.
See, and now I feel like I don't know why I didn't go to the roti place I go to every Friday. But what it was, I wanted
miss you there, man.
but I wanted to get here before.
Oh, okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
I understand. Anyway.
Yeah, sorry about that. I just totally took the whole thing. It killed my vibe, man.
The staff looks like he's still tanned. Doesn't he look like he's still tanned?
That's
you know he's normally got like 2 shades. I mean 3 shades.
It's 4.
He's gone
It's
down
4.
to he's 2 now.
He's saying his
So
skin
he's
looks
got
bling.
he's got a fade.
He
on,
looks like he's proper still tanned.
he's got a fade on his face. Is that what you're saying?
He always had a fade on.
When
his
did you
face.
come back?
I don't know. A week ago?
So there's less blue in the blue.
Less than a week ago.
You know normally
Less than a week ago. 5 days. 5 days. 5 days, 6 days.
Was it even that hot down there?
It doesn't
It
matter.
was hot enough, not super.
Didn't you say it was one region was raining and one region was windy?
Miami was very, very windy, uncharacteristically windy. Everyone was like, "It's never like this."
that's because you stayed there.
Yeah, exactly. You get me. Puerto Rico.
Like Vader.
Puerto Rico was rainy.
So when he came off the boat, and then you took all the light, and the wind came.
The rebels will not win.
Not Darth.
It's important.
Dark
It's
Vader.
important that I ask you this
Dark
question.
Vader.
Dark Vader.
It's important that I ask you this question, Stav.
Go ahead.
What did you learn on this trip?
That Turks and Caicos is boring.
Oh dear.
No, I've learned a lot.
Who?
You know, Turks and Caicos.
What would you say stand out highlights? Give me top 3.
My daughter being cool with planes and ships.
But what about trains and automobiles?
Well, she's cool with whatever, so she doesn't get the travel sickness that her mum and dad did.
Okay.
Is it
I
travel
don't know.
sickness or
This trip you didn't come back hype,
is-
man.
I
boat sickness or
No, I get Stavros gets like what's it, motion sickness.
motion sickness?
So it's like if I'm swung around a bit too much and I'm not, my feet aren't on the ground, then potentially something can happen. I don't throw up or nothing, but my belly just starts churning and I get a slight headache. So it's not bad, but it's just not comfortable. So when I take off and land on planes, I get it a little bit. And on the boat, when it was the first few days, it was very wavy, and it wasn't a good look at all.
And what's the
What's your problem?
that's the second thing you learned. What's the third thing?
That the bottom in the Bahamas is the best out of all of them, I think.
Wow.
Man went on holiday with his wife and kids and still scope bottom.
Listen, part of the contract with me and my wife is that I will provide for you, I'll look after you, I'll love you, cherish you, and I will also continue to look at bottom for the rest of my life, forever and ever. Amen. She knows I'm always gonna look at bottom. She knows it's just that.
Click like and press and type amen under the comment.
Trust me.
That's what you have to do, man.
Okay, all
I
right.
now pronounce you man or wife.
Let that lead on to the first thing then. Do you when you're in a relationship expect your partner to stop looking at other people or to not ever mention it or nothing? Because my wife can look at men and say, usually on TV, it won't necessarily be in public. I'll say even if it's in public, but she can look at another man and say, "That's a good looking man. Phew, look at him." Like my wife can say that in front of me, no problems, and I can do vice versa.
Simple Simon don't care about that kind of stuff. She can do that in front of me. I don't have a problem with that, Gaza.
Okay.
Well, Hala also doesn't have a problem with that, to be honest.
I'm talking about vice versa because I don't
vice
think
versa.
any of us.
I'm not talking for her, so I'm gonna talk for me.
Oh no, I was talking for her. I don't. If she said that to me, it wouldn't bother me. I'm business about that.
You should know the answer that everybody's gonna give, bro.
Which is
Nobody cares, mate.
I'm one of them guys. I'm not really on her looking more. I'm more got problem with people looking at her than her looking at people. Does that make sense?
Well,
Which, it doesn't make sense, but that's how I am. The reason why I had to say that is because, and again, this is an ego thing. Remember last time I was telling you the other week that she said I'm pure on an ego type thing, yeah? I don't like if I'm standing next to my woman and you're looking at my woman. If I'm not there and she says to me, one man was looking at her on an open road, then I say, yeah, that's supposed to happen. You're my babes, innit? Man's supposed to watch you, innit? God, I wouldn't have been with you if you're not going to be watched. Yeah? Mm-hmm. But then when I'm standing with her,
You're my babes.
you're my babes, innit? But when I'm standing with her, yeah, am I the bouncer? Is that why you think you're going to be looking at my woman anyhow?
no, I think there's a way that you can look in it. I think that naturally men look. They look at the assets, they look at the backside, or they look at the front side, they look at the face or whatever, you know, before they see anybody else around.
Yeah, but once you
Do you
acknowledge
understand?
that
So,
I am there,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So if you know that this person is now with someone and you keep looking, then you just disrespecting the guy.
Nah, Mr.
innit?
Wolf, you don't see it before you see anyone else is there. You see them at the same time. If a man is standing next to his woman
Not
and you see the
necessarily,
woman,
bro.
you see the man.
No, you
unless,
don't, bro.
Unless
No, you
he's
don't.
unless he's
I disagree.
some 4 foot
No,
person that's
no.
faded into
When
the
a wo-
background.
Well,
you'll,
Mr.
you'll see
You've
them.
worked
is-
you've worked in a domain where you're in, where you see loads of people go at the same time, and for me, and this is me, Mr. Wolf speaking, I've got like an antenna for bottom in it, so it just homes in on the backside, and then it just comes, the camera just comes back out, and then it looks at everything else in the surrounding area. So I have to disagree with you.
All right.
The first thing I see, the backside, and then boom, I look at around, see what's going on, and then
he's giving us a live demonstration of what
Yeah.
he did, by the way.
and then I continue.
So you actually go straight for the bottom. You don't actually look at the face first.
Stavros looks at the bottom too first.
You don't look at the woman.
I've
How
got
do
to
you-
be honest.
So how do you identify it's not a transgender or a man or somebody?
I'll
It
find-
must
If
be
you
a
haven't
sixth
looked
sense.
at the bottom first.
It must be
I
a
mean,
sixth sense.
What you just sent? Did you smell it?
Must be a sixth sense. But guys, you got to be honest here. You understand? When a woman's walking past, you just look at the bottom.
No,
It's not just
you
me,
do.
you know.
Not everyone's focus is on the bottom.
No,
Some
I'm not
people
saying
look
that
at the
I
best.
focus on it. It's the first thing I look at.
Yeah.
So when a woman's gone past, it's boom. Just the eyes go down and then it comes back up. You know.
Okay.
I know you guys do this. I know you do. Men are thinking, they're looking up and thinking.
No, because
Do I?
I used to do it. I used to snap my neck, and then I got to a point. You know what did it? It was a time in, I think it was Brazil.
The first time or the second
The
time?
first time
It was just too much.
after my neck was hurting, I said, you know what? I can't live my life like this anymore.
You know what? The first time we went to Brazil, it got to a point, yeah, where you just saw so much bottom that you just it bored you after a while.
Never.
Nah, bro.
Never.
It bored you. It's like
Never.
Lie.
Never. Shame.
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 Bitch.
Look, listen.
Cunt.
That's how. What else used to be right there on the podcast, man?
Hashtag Game of Thrones.
All right. So basically, there was times when I would just be sitting there and I'd be like, "Yo, simple. There's bottom there, you know. Another one. And that's how we were. At the beginning, we was all excited. My God, woman. And then after a while, it was just like, the bottom there. It just got too much, man. It actually got too much.
Sensory overload.
Yeah.
And in fact, it started to become more challenging to find no bottom.
It was hard to find an ugly woman in Brazil at the time.
At the time, it was hard to find. And then if we did, we were like, oh my God, she's less than aesthetically pleasing.
Okay. then. So let's say that you were in Brazil, and you had a partner, and you were in a certain situation. I don't know. You were in a restaurant, and
With your partner.
no. Your partner's back here in the UK,
All right.
and this woman in Brazil was on your case. She was trying it. She was even trying to charge, because if you haven't been to Brazil, they charge. Stavros would not explain why he knows that. I'm never paid, but they're interested in you. They're showing a massive interest in you. They're saying, "I want you to come back to mine," etc., etc., etc. And you tell her, "No, I'm not interested." And she's good looking, and you think she's clean, and because you have a partner, you reject her. Then, once she walks out of the room, a camera crew walks in and says, "You've been recorded by your partner who set this up. She sent a woman that we knew was just what you like to see if you would cheat, and you've passed the test. What do you say to this woman? What
your
what
partner?
happened? Yeah, what do you do when you find out that your partner just tested you like that?
If we don't have kids, I would probably break up with her, you know. That's how vexed I would be.
Well, I would break up with somebody that tests him.
No, that's not a test. You're going out of your way to
is a
deceive me. Why are you doing that for?
She's not deceiving you.
Of course she's deceiving me.
She's not.
That's
lying.
exactly what they're doing.
She lying to you.
What do you mean?
She-
That is
she's-
deception. You have set up a situation to trick me. That is deception.
She's going out of her way to trying to plant a seed for you to take, and it's poison.
That is deception. That is what she's doing. That is almost the exact term of deception. She's
trying to trap you.
She's trying to deceive me. That is exactly what she's doing. Why are you trying to go away from the definition that is the correct definition?
I'm not sure if that's the right definition.
Why?
Deception.
If somebody sets up a scenario to trick you, they are being deceiving. Simple. Stav, you're usually the one that does these dictionary definitions of whatever.
It's entrapment.
Entrapment and deception.
That's the word.
Entrapment is not deception.
That's the word that I'm looking for.
Okay, I'm almost be certain that this is still deception.
No, entrapment, you can have deception in entrapment. Because you have to inveigle somebody into doing something. So you can either use their ignorance to force them into it, or you can deceive them. You can gain their confidence by deception.
Either way, you've gone out of your way to try and do something bad to me.
She's testing your faith.
No, she's doing
testing
something
your.
bad to me.
She's testing you. That's
So is in every scenario, you're saying that you don't have children, or is that a variable, or is that a fixed? You don't have children. Is that what you're saying?
You
Because if children, then you have to then have the big discussion.
It's
It's
not a
more
big discussion.
No,
If-
it's
if-
more. I'm not because then you have to think of your child. If you're
Yeah, it's
thinking to
true,
yourself,
it's true.
that it's just me and you.
you've been with this woman happily for 1 year, no children.
1 year.
Yeah.
I think I'm gone, man. That's a mad girl as far as I'm concerned. You're a mad person. And you want somebody to film me. You're going out of your way to get me filmed so you can put me on television doing this foolishness. You're a mad person.
So in the event that you do have children, and you're
They really said no children. Why are you now bringing the children again?
Because I like children. I like children that are important.
yeah,
You've been with her 1 year, no children.
but it changes so much because there's a child.
Yeah,
That's
but then
why-
we're
that's
saying
why
we're
we're
not
taking
gonna
it
have
out.
That's why
no
it's
children.
removing the children. Remove the children.
Mr. Wolf.
Come
1
out,
year.
No, you
no
know,
children.
Mr. Wolf, you want to talk about
No,
the
no,
children
no,
scenario.
no,
so
I'm
talk about the
just
children
come out
scenario.
the father mode, bro. Come out the father mode.
Yeah, for real. Maybe it's because
I don't want to think that my children was not there. They're always there.
Answers on a postcard if you think that sounds like Mr. Wolf.
Did my children see the show as well? Were they in on it?
Nah, what it is, it's she's testing. There is not enough faith in the relationship, is there? You know, why is she going to that length to test her man? You know, does she not trust him? And if she does not trust him, why don't you have a conversation
It's
about
not him, it's you, fam.
Yeah, I know, but she doesn't trust her man.
Which is you.
You.
Yeah. So the
So
point,
what would you do?
So my issue is that if my woman doesn't trust me,
Yes.
and just like what Wahala said, it's a problem. It's a big problem because I don't want to be in a relationship where my woman doesn't trust me.
So you'd have a discussion.
I'll have a discussion. I wouldn't break up with her.
So if she says, "Listen, I've been cheated in the past. You know, you're a good-looking guy, and I know you're a bit, you're a bit of a flirt or whatever. And this is why I did this. Now that you've passed the test, I have faith in you now, and can we just move on and get over this?
This is the thing, is that everybody has got a background in it. Everyone has got a different story to tell, and everybody's gone through different scenarios and circumstances. Some are more harsher than others. Her mother may have gone through a situation where she's been cheated on constantly and men have come through the door. It might not be her.
But what's that got to do with me?
It might be her sister. I'm not saying that what she done is the right
What's
thing.
your man got to do with me?
I ain't trying to hear that, see? But I'm not saying it's the right thing. I'm just saying that there is reasoning behind everything. And depending on what she's gone through, will depend on whether I break up with her or not.
That's a whole separate question in itself for me, because I don't care what you've gone through. It's got nothing to do with how you treat me. No,
Nothing at all.
what somebody else has done to you, what the life that you've led before you've got to me, shouldn't dictate. And don't get me wrong, everything's going to dictate your life. Everything's going to dictate how you are, the type of person you are, the moves you make, the decisions you do. Don't get me wrong. But if you take all of that and you push it on me when it's not needed, So you've met me a certain way, and it's like because of all these other things, I'm gonna push it on you. Nah.
I'm not saying it's the right thing that she done.
Yeah, but you're saying that it's almost like I understand why you did it because potentially of all these things that have happened.
Empathy.
Bun empathy, man.
Yes.
Bun that. Bun it down to the
Empathy
ground.
that we spoke about.
So,
a lot
Mr. Wolf,
last few times.
just to wrap that bit up quickly, you've passed the test. You've gone to her and said, "Listen, I thought this is kind of disrespectful. You should know that I'm a good man." Yada yada yada. And she said, "Listen, I've been cheating in the past, or my parents have been whatever. My mum, this stuff happened. For some reason, I've got insecurities. You have now proved to me because you didn't know that this was a setup, and you've passed the test. I now trust you. Can we just move forward and like move on? Are you happy just to move on?"
Does she look like Tiana Paris?
Yes.
And she got a big bottom.
Yes.
Jesus. Boy, some people make mistakes, man. I'm personally.
That's a big mistake, bro.
I know.
And that's a public mistake.
It is. I mean, you see that there, like you say, is a public mistake. The whole cameras and all of that stuff. Is this for reality TV?
Yeah.
Well, then probably that would be the
One of these YouTube things, you know.
It might be
this,
the kill.
this is-
I'm not in on the whole public thing personally,
okay.
so it might be the kill.
All right. Webbs?
I would be upset and I would withhold sex.
What's going on? Last week we had somebody that said they're not talking to their woman for 2 whole days.
Oh, why?
2 days.
2 days.
And now you're saying the way that you would punish a woman is to withhold penis.
Yes.
It's not only women that can withhold sex, you know. That's
But
the,
why are you
that's the
withholding
deception
sex
out
now?
here, you know.
I don't care what you've
You know what
done.
I mean?
You could have tried to stab, man. If we decided that we're gonna work it out, I'm still banking. I don't care if we're angry the next morning when we wake up and we don't even, we don't, we don't eat breakfast together or whatever. That if she grabs the thing, I'm on it. And then we'll carry on the argument straight after.
There's something wrong with you, man.
Nah, man, that's like a known thing, innit? If you argue, innit? But that doesn't you don't withhold the thing. Both people don't withhold the thing.
It
don't.
depends,
The
it
two things
depends.
you don't withhold in a relationship: food and the thing.
Food.
Food. The one I heard from food was from my mum. I think she said it on the last podcast. One time that she tried to withhold food from my dad, and my dad sent a letter to his mum in Nigeria. You know,
Wow.
this was before telephone. He sent a whole telegram to a grandma to say she withheld food. So my grandma then sent a letter back to my mum to say, "Don't do that again." Do anything else, but don't do that. So
that links on what Simple Simon was talking about last week when he said that if he had an issue with his missus, he would take it to the village and they would sort it out.
yeah,
it's that same kind
that
of
type of
same kind of
mentality.
thing.
So nah, man.
But-
if you're angry, you can be angry.
So Webbs, no sex for how long? And is that the only repercussion for her actions? You get over it after that.
It's 24 hours, maybe 48, and telling off as well.
2 days of so another 2 days.
2 days.
2 days of no banging.
I didn't give it to her.
She's getting told off. But
I put the condoms in the cupboard and I locked them.
let me ask a follow-up question to that question. If your partner asks you about your body count, do you lie or do you tell the truth?
Why would I lie for?
I'm just asking the question.
Let's finish the original question first and come back to that one.
Okay.
I don't know how you link that, but yeah.
Why is everyone looking at me?
So it's your turn to answer the
It's
question.
your turn.
Oh, sorry.
He was wondering about why they looking at me after the body count.
You see how you just besmirched my reputation?
Man,
I'm innocent, governor.
Man's nickname was Punisher, innit? Back in his day, innit?
Listen.
That was Punisher, innit? He
You
used
lot,
to kill everyone on the roadside.
You lot just killed me.
I did lay the pipe in it.
No, brother. Jesus.
That man used to call man Super Mario, innit? Because I was plumbing our air, family.
No.
You see each lock upon my head.
Nah, why would you not do that to me? Okay.
That's
You
the
know
number.
what's gonna happen now, innit? Like
That's the number of pipes that were
Wednesday,
laid, you
Thursday,
get
and
me?
Friday is gonna be difficult for my life now.
I'm
because
just
of
saying,
you,
innit?
man.
She didn't talk to me for 4 days.
Trust me, one time I went to one of the universities. They tried a mathematical equation to find out how much the number was. It didn't work. The calculator was confused.
No, you lot need to leave me alone, man.
They bought 12 abacuses and it still didn't work.
Oh my gosh.
Now let's not call him a whore because man ain't a whore. Let's not put that on him.
That is a slag.
My numbers. Oh, Jesus.
Anyway, answer the original question before
It's
we get
simple time this week to get coated again. I see. It's all right. Don't worry.
Shame.
Shame, yeah.
Shame.
Let's make sure you talk to us, innit?
Bitch.
Keep going.
Cunt.
You can't keep saying that on the podcast. You can't keep saying that on the podcast. You can't keep saying that on the podcast, man.
You better
People's
discuss
mums
it.
listen to this thing, man.
You better discuss
People's
it.
mum listen to the thing, man.
Oh, sorry. Auntie that's listening right now. This is Mr. Wolf. I put my hands up. It is my fault. I'm sorry.
What is it about that word? That word there. Every like, there's so many swear words that nobody has a problem with. Do you think that's? Do you think it's meant to because of this? Is it patriarchy society or whatever that men rule the society? That word has so much power.
See you next Tuesday.
Is that why does that particular word have so much power?
Wait. Let's finish the original
Yeah, let's finish the original question, and then we have to go to why that word has so much power. This man is crying in the corner.
You know what?
Go on.
I properly forgot what the question was. That's you man have put the question out of my mind.
Alright, the question is the question is if somebody you or Mrs. basically played a prank on you and got
Oh,
a
the
woman.
setup. That was
Yeah,
it. The setup thing. Ooh, yeah. This one here. To be honest with you, my reaction will be different. It depends. It depends. If it happened on a Tuesday, you might get a Team Petty response. and that what I mean is like after the camera crew comes out or what have you, and she's like, "Oh my god, you passed the test," and I'll be like, "Oh my god, yeah, you know, whatever," and then I'll buy her a ticket for Chocolate City and just wait.
Hashtag Team Lawrence.
She might not go.
No, you gotta go with your girls and that, whatever. And I'll make sure that she has enough to drink that night. I will make sure.
So you set her up yourself.
Just see. There you go. I don't need a camera crew. I won't have to pay for that either because the internet is alive, bruv. That's what I'm saying.
The internet is alive.
Outside of the Team Petty,
Internet is alive.
I don't know why somebody would do that. Why would someone go through all that trouble?
Because they're a mad person. That's what I'm trying to explain.
Yeah,
People are prepared to go out with a mad person. That's my personal
it don't
opinion.
make no. But to be honest with you, like okay, like mad people are kind of like exciting. I won't lie to you. Mad people are kind of excited. I think it's the unpredictability of a mad person. And when I say mad person, I don't mean mad as in like you could see that they are drooling when they speak. I'm talking like a mad person in the sense where you know they're a little bit off kilter and they have triggers. And for some strange reason, yes, they have
Man
triggers.
said triggers, you know.
Yeah, they've got triggers. But outside of that, so because you know what the triggers are, if you just skirt around the triggers, it's cool. And if you want some adventure in your life, you just half trigger the trigger and then the person wilds out. I'm sorry, but mad people are interesting. I don't care.
Nah,
Yeah,
I'm
I don't
good.
care.
Wahala is very good of having non-mad person in my life. I can't be dealing with that.
So hold on. What you're basically saying is that you may do something a bit back. You'll take it on the chin.
It depends. If it happens
You
on
mean
Tuesday, Team Petty, yeah.
And
all day.
Thursday?
On Thursday, I probably would explain that, this thing doesn't work for me, innit?
So
It doesn't work for me.
potentially you could leave as
I
well.
could potentially leave her for that.
So it's quite a wide range of what you might do.
Yeah, I'm crazy. So, yeah, it could go either way. If it's a Tuesday, it's definitely Team Petty response.
What are you doing, Stab?
I don't know. Stavros is big on honesty and truth in a relationship. I feel that is the foundation for everything. And I expect my woman to be truthful and honest with me, and also to be to trust me, because I wouldn't lie to her or cheat on her. So it's deep. It's deep. It is cause for leaving.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna take a good sit down and a discussion at the time for me to decide whether that's going to happen or not. But for me, if a woman doesn't trust me, I don't want to be with her. So the example I gave earlier was that she says, I trust you now, and can we move forward? So the fact that she might trust me now might change things, but after a year, you should know, you should trust me. We were talking last week and I mentioned that, because my wife trusts me so much, she's probably bored because there's no way that I'm going to do something wrong. That's what I like. That's how I like it. I don't want a woman that's thinking I'm going to do this, going through my pockets, or I've never been with a jealous woman. I don't even know what that's like. So I just don't want that in my life. I don't need it in my life. I may leave. But because I've never actually been in a situation with a woman that actually didn't trust me, I don't even know what it's like.
See, I'm not even the trust thing for me is not even the biggest deal. If you don't trust me, it's the levels of mistrust that will affect me. Like if you don't trust me a little bit, if you don't trust me a lot, then I'm a bit like, ooh, that's me. But I don't know.
I used to have issues with females not trusting me, but that wasn't because of anything other than I looked better than 85% of people in life in the face. So they would not so much not trust me in my behavior, but not trust people around me. And
so that means that they believe that you can be swayed then?
Well, I think that anybody can be swayed.
You think that anyone can be swayed?
Yes. Everybody has their crutch. Everybody has their price. And currency doesn't have to be money. Everybody has their crutch. Everybody has their price. So when Stav is saying that he would never cheat or what have you, I understand the sentiment of what he's saying, but I'm slightly sitting over here going, you haven't met your crutch or your price yet. That's all it is.
I don't agree with that. I think there's people that can always make you feel like you want to cheat, but doesn't mean that you're necessarily gonna do it.
I'm not gonna cheat.
Okay.
Stav just put that one down.
It's never gonna happen.
Okay.
He just put one.
I'm
stick in the middle of the road and said, I ain't crossing that.
I'm not saying okay in a sense where wait until to happen. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that I'm of the opinion that every person has their weak spot.
I get you. I get what you're saying.
I think everybody's capable of everything, but I don't know if they definitely have to do it.
I don't think everybody's capable of suicide.
I think everyone's capable of anything.
Okay, I don't know.
I want to touch on. Are we going to touch on any of the random questions that came on in between? Because I want to understand why. Because we've been saying the word throughout the show. I don't want you to say it again. But we've been saying the word throughout the show.
Can I see?
Why is that word seem to be so oppressive and bad and disgusting, but dick isn't, which is the equivalent?
Because it's a cutting word.
Isn't there some history around it?
How old is that word? That word seems like, I don't know why, it seems like it's a ancient word.
Is it Nordic? Is that the correct term? Yeah. It's one of them Viking terms. It's one of those, what do you call it? It's a term that's been adopted. And if I remember rightly, because I did look this up, if I remember rightly, it was like the height of shame and disrespect. You know, like some people I spit on your grave. It's kind of like that kind of level of disrespect. If I remember rightly, I could be wrong, but I remember that it was like either Viking or Nordic or whatever. There's some long thing, old connection with it.
Let us go to Dictionary Corner. Stavros, could you please look up the terminology of the word?
Germanic, Norwegian, Swedish.
See there? Man's a historian.
There.
Gunshot fire.
Yeah, but the word means virgin, so why is it disrespectful?
That's what it's come to me.
That's the thing I don't understand.
Doesn't actually mean virgin.
What does it mean?
I don't know, but it doesn't mean virgin.
It's a vocal word for virgin, isn't it?
But its origin.
Why is its origin not that? Why do you decide it's not that?
No, what is it? I'm asking, what is its origin?
I've just done told you.
That.
Okay then.
Nah. Are you looking at a definition of the word?
I'm looking at the definition.
No, you don't.
And now I'm on Wiki.
No, you don't want Wiki definition. Go to type in the word and etymology afterwards, and then you get the full history of the thing.
Thank you very much.
That's too much work.
Because you can't spell etymology. Guys, I always say forever.
I'm not going to talk to you for a whole 2 days.
I've never lied to you. I just thought I'd put that out there.
I'm gonna just bring up the numbers thing again because I don't actually care about that.
What's that
word? That word is not of any importance. It made me
that word.
It made me giggle for some time, and that's about it.
What numbers thing? What are you talking about?
Web thing asked us about the body count.
Oh, the body count.
Why are you leaning over me, bro?
Because I'm reading the thing.
So what did you say about the body count now?
Shut up.
If a woman asks you, would you be cool with it?
What?
Or would you answer the truth?
I'd answer the truth. I've been asked the question and I answer the truth.
I think the better question is, would you ask a woman? Because Stavros always asks.
I always ask.
And I've been told that you shouldn't
We've had
ask.
this debate already,
It's wrong to ask.
I'll ask, boy.
Enough women say
I'll ask.
Only bitch men ask.
No, the reason why I ask, the reason why I would ask is normally.
Only whores are afraid to answer.
Wow.
But why do they have to be whores?
It don't. But the point is, if you had no problem answering that question, you wouldn't say that it's only a bitch men that ask. The only reason you got a problem with somebody asking you the question is because you have a problem answering it.
Yes.
If you had no problem answering the question,
Why did that stand
because in your eyes, for some reason, I'm gonna assume, like majority, not all, some women just gonna think that for some reason it's wrong to ask, and if I'm not a lady or I'm not your wife or something, I don't know. But a lot of women's gonna think my number. You're gonna think my number's too high. You're gonna think I'm a whore. So therefore, I don't want to answer that question. So I'm gonna find a way to say that it's wrong for you to even ask me in the first place.
For me,
He was quite passionate about that stuff.
yeah, he was.
It's because I hear people. Because I always say when we had our group back on Facebook back in the day, I was quite happy to say I always ask, and I always got that flung at me. You're a lesser man. You're a chump. You're a this and that. And I'm always looking like so. I can ask you all these questions about your life, your family, your this and that. And that question is out of bounds for what reason? Nobody gave me a good reason why it's out of bounds.
The reason
It's none of your business. But nothing I'll ask you none of my business.
out of bounds. The
Let
reason
me
why
finish talking, man. Nothing I'm saying.
finish, man. Okay, sorry, I didn't know you was that.
You're overlapping me, so clearly I haven't finished. Nothing I'm asking you is my business. I'm asking you questions. You're asking me questions, and we decide whether we're gonna open up and answer them. So what is it about this question that's so private, that's so this and that, and so blah 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 that, and then. I feel like not only should I not answer you, but you don't have any right to answer me that question.
All right, let me explain to you the reason why people have a problem with that question after you've
Shame.
gone over your whole rant.
Shame.
The reason why people have a problem with that question is the way that society has set it up. It's not an equal way that you look at the woman in light of her numbers. So
forget society.
You say forget society, but you cannot forget. We had a whole debate last week about when. Then again, I don't know what side you was on. We were talking about the transgenders and how people look at you one way and how people look at you another, and you can't just say forget all this stuff from the past because that's what happened. You can't say forget society because society has trained her to be a certain way or to think that she's going to be attacked a certain way. Whether or not she thinks you're going to attack her, that's fine. But she's automatically going on the defensive because she's been told that if she says a number that is going to be higher than what society believes is okay, people are going to attack her for that. So that's why she believes... Can I finish? So that's why people think, I'll take the time to say, I don't want to answer this question. I don't want to answer this question. I understand where you're coming from, where you're saying, well, I'm your partner. You should be able to tell me everything. But... They have been trained.
Even if we're not partner, even if they
whatever. Then he has been trained to actually got to that level where she doesn't want to answer that question.
Okay, Wahala, you've just broken down the reason why they don't want to answer the question. Do you believe that is the only reason why, or do you think that perhaps they think they're whores?
The reason why they think they're whores is because people. The reason why they think they're whores is because, again, it links to exactly the same thing I'm just saying. Society has told them that if you have enough sex with enough people or this amount of number, you're a whore.
Forget about society. I'm talking about the individual, how they feel about
Yes,
themselves, not based on society.
The way they feel about themselves is dictated by the rhetoric of
Stavros is gonna
I'm not long, bro.
I'm good because
Wahala, what you're saying is that because for me this is a condescending kind of talk. What you're saying now, Mister, let me defend the women. What you're saying is that women is not strong, sensible, or smart enough to have their own opinions on themselves without the assessment of what society has put on them. So society says if I bang X amount of people, then I'm a whore. I don't want to be judged as such. I don't want to be treated as a whore. So I'm not going to give you the answer. I don't feel comfortable answering that question if I've gone above that number. But what about the person saying that I don't care what society says? I'm strong enough in my own sensibility to say that if I've done it with X amount of men and I felt comfortable and I was safe and I enjoyed myself and I didn't hurt anybody and none of them hurt me, then maybe I think it's a private question. So fair enough, it's just private, it's my business. But if it's not the thing with society, it says it's too much, so I'm scared to answer that question. That I don't respect a woman that's saying because society says this is a bad thing, I'm not going to answer you. So that's no respect from me.
The other woman that you're talking about is in the minority. as far as I'm concerned.
So it doesn't matter.
So,
That is the woman that I want.
Yeah, that's fine. Nobody's asking you not to have that woman. But I'm saying they're in the minority. A lot of women have had the same way that
they're weak. So that's what you're saying.
No, I'm not saying they're
that's
weak.
what you just said.
The same way I think that black people have been dictated away because of the way that society's pushed things onto them. They behave a certain way because of the way that their surroundings have been and the situations.
Then they're weak. Big up Shakara.
It seems all this weak. They're weak business. Fine.
If you let people dictate your movements, that's a weakness. That's a weakness. Simple things. Don't sugarcoat it with nothing. We don't sugarcoat. That's a weak. If you say I have to act this way because of what society says, I'm scared of how I'm going to get treated. That's a weakness.
That's most people. That is most people,
That's
and
fine.
probably you as well.
That's fine.
Yeah, but yeah. So I was going to say the same thing. You're saying it's a weakness, but then everyone has a certain type of behaviour when they're at work.
True.
And that's different from what they. So what, is that a weakness?
He just wanted to make noise.
No.
Are you afraid? Are you afraid to be yourself?
I have no problem admitting that in times I will show my weakness. This is the thing with Stavros. I'm quite happy to say that I'm weak and sensitive and certain things in certain situations. It's other people that are they're so weak they can't even admit when they're weak, and I can admit when I'm weak. But what I'm saying is, in that situation, that's not a weakness that I respect or understand or give any credence to. I don't.
They don't care, do they?
That's fine if they don't care. I'm just saying that for Stavros, this is the question came up, and this is what I'm saying, that I feel that if you are too weak to answer that question, you're too weak to be for that reason. If it's just it's a private business, we don't know each other well enough for me to answer you that question. That's fine.
Yeah, but that's only for somebody that you're not been dating. If you're actually your girlfriend, then that goes out the window, doesn't it? So then they're making a positive decision.
Some women could say, and some men might say, even when we're going out, that's still private. Some people would say that.
And you're happy with that?
My point is, no, I don't want to deal with that. That's a separate thing. I'm saying that the issue I have is with the woman that says they're not answering you because they're ashamed. In essence,
I'm ashamed
of my answer.
That I'm not going to answer you because I'm ashamed of it. No woman's going to actually say that. It doesn't
matter whether that's what they say.
So you're just going to assume it then?
No, I can ask them.
No, I'm saying to you,
you're assuming it.
I'm saying I never told you that they were ashamed. I said to you,
based on society,
they think you are going to judge them by that number negatively. If you yourself or they themselves think is above a number that they believe society believes is too much,
but then they're judging me for thinking that I'm going to judge them.
Everybody judges everyone for everything.
Yeah, but maybe they should get to know me a little bit better. And if they got to know me a little bit better, perhaps they would think, perhaps, that I won't judge them based on the number that they're going to give me. Because you're just telling me that because they've told me a certain number that I will definitely judge them.
Yeah. You are going to judge them.
It depends on the individual.
You are going to judge them.
We will have a conversation.
Which is a judgment. I'm not saying it has to be this. Okay, because I'm going to start ranting like Stav in a minute. Because you're going to judge them, whether it's positive or negative. There is going to be a judgment. Just understand that and acknowledge that. Yeah.
There is. There don't even. There is.
Yeah. Because you're gonna judge them.
Don't wait for an answer. We know there's gonna be judgment.
Thank you. As long as everybody knows that,
because some people are stupid enough to think that there's not going to be a judgment.
Yeah, there's no judgment. Nobody judges, and then, when you judge people, it's a terrible thing, which is just ridiculous. But anyway,
Simple Simon will ask. I always ask. It's sad because when I ask, I expect that there's going to be a lie. I expect the lie. I expect that the lie will either be the number's going to be drastically inaccurate, or they're going to tell me a number that they think I'm comfortable with. Because I expect all of these things, I'm not actually looking for the implicit number. I'm looking for the approach to answering the question. And that tells me a lot about a person.
I'm with Simple Simon.
100%.
I just have no care to ask the question. My question is, do I know the people you slept with? Yes? No? If it's yes, who? Okay, fine. If it's no, fine. I don't need to know how many people you slept with. I don't need to know.
You don't need to know anything.
Yeah, okay, I don't want to know then. Is that better?
Okay. Why don't you want to know?
Because it doesn't make any difference for me.
Everything makes a difference.
Okay, all right. I don't see it having a positive effect on me. Does that make it a better term for you?
So will it have a negative effect on you?
What, the number?
Yes.
Maybe, possibly. I don't know.
Because you'll judge her.
I'm going to judge you for everything you do.
For me, hold on. So if it is a high number, how do you judge her? Wahala.
You know what? I don't know. But all I know is that I know that I can think about things for a long period of time. No. Because it depends.
What's it depend on?
No, because this thing, for me, I'm more likely to judge you negative. Are we talking about negative judgment now?
No,
yeah?
we're just talking about how you, Wahala, would judge a woman based on high numbers.
It depends on how those high numbers are accumulated.
That's a good point.
Explain.
All right, so again, I'm gonna judge you either way. Well, not.
We know
well.
that judgment.
But if you tell me, yeah, but I think the term that you're using in judgment is different from what I'm saying. If you tell me you've had, let's say 15 sexual partners, yeah, right, and then I ask you how many relationships you had, and you told me 15, that's to be expected, isn't it? You in a relationship, you have sex. If you tell me you had 15 partners, and then I say to you, how many relationships have you had? You say to me, 1, I would judge you differently from the one that had the 15 relationships.
Well, maybe she didn't or want to have a relationship at the time, but she was being clean and she was being honest about her approach to
I'm
the
not disputing
guy.
that.
So how would you judge them?
I'm not disputing that, but
Those
me,
two different scenarios, how would you look at the individual
I'm
woman?
going to answer you.
Okay.
I, as a Wahala,
As a trouble.
don't really agree with sex outside of relationships too much. I don't agree with that. And I think you guys already know that. I'm not really that type of guy that does juk, 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 juk everywhere. I don't do that.
Do what,
right?
sorry?
Juk, 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 juk. All right? So I would expect to deal with somebody that has that same mentality as me. So that's what I would be judging her on. That you don't think the same way as me and you think that's cool and I don't really think that's cool. Does that make sense?
It's fair enough.
But that's your business. Do what you want to do in it. That's what you want to do. That's fine. Right? But I'll judge the other person differently because I understand that way that they're dealing with things because that's the same way that I deal with it.
So not so much of a negative and a positive, just more...
There's got to be negatives and positives.
It is negative and positive.
Just more, you're not about my way of living.
But that is, yeah, but that is still a negative thing, isn't it?
So because that person is not your way of living, it's a negative.
Yeah. For me, if you're going to go forward, if that's your mentality
It's
about
a
things,
negative way of living.
yeah, because let's say that we have children. This is where children become involved. And we have this discussion with the children, yeah? And I'm on this, you shouldn't really sleep with a man or a woman if you're not in a relationship with them. And you're on this, boy, bang anything that's out there until you're prepared to go settle down. That's two different mindsets. And you're teaching your child two different things, isn't it?
I hear you, but...
When I get into a situation, I don't go into relationships just for the sake of it. Do you understand? So I'm going into a relationship thinking that there's a long run ahead of me. So I think about these things.
So the woman who is not in your way of living her life, who decides to have one relationship and sleep with 14 other guys, you're judging her negatively, like you said, but you don't call her a whore.
Why is she a whore?
I'm asking you.
No, a whore is somebody that sleeps with. If she says to me, I slept with 14 men and they paid me every 14 of them, then yes, you could say, okay,
So,
you're a whore.
So that's the official definition of a whore, isn't
Yes.
it? A slag, innit?
Yes.
It's someone who gets paid.
Listen.
Someone who gets paid
a
to
slag.
have sex.
We don't. When we use
we're
the word whore,
we're not talking
really
about
using it.
someone
We're not really
who is
using
getting
it like that.
paid.
But
We're-
I'm using
we're
it in
talking
that.
about-
I don't go around calling women whores. I don't do
You
it.
call men whores, and you
Yes.
don't call men whores that get paid.
Man whores.
Yes. So it's, the thing is, when we use the word
Man
whore,
whores.
You gotta be
when we
equal.
use the word whore, or slag, or slut, whether it's man or woman, we're not usually talking about.
But I
payments.
differentiate. I don't call women whores.
We are talking about people
who sleeps
that,
around.
Yeah, someone that sleeps around.
Promiscuity.
But I purposely got out of my way not to call women whores because everyone else calls women whores, and I don't think that is right. And they don't call men whores, so I call men whore because no one calls men whores.
We do call even the term man whore is just like
Yeah, but people don't use that term often.
All right, so
It's not. It's not. He's right. It's not a regular part of the modern lexicon.
So if you lot are trying to get me this weekend,
I'm not trying to get you.
But as I said, for me, I don't call them whores.
That's fair enough.
If you're doing things that's
Okay,
very, very.
You don't call them a whore, but in your head, that's the term that can be applicable. It's just because I don't want to call women whores because of how it's been. Because how
I
it's
will
been
call them
used
a
against women.
nonsense. I will call them if I think they're doing something that is ridiculous, I will call them a nonsense woman. That's what I would call them.
And that to you is ridiculous.
What?
Sleeping around or sleeping with 14 men but having a relationship.
No, I don't even
with
think that's the most ridiculous thing at all. That's 2017.
That's probably. I think there's women listening now who's doing this with their fingers, and they're thinking 15. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
2017.
Like when I hit 27, that was 15 or 25 or 20 or I don't know. I don't even know. I don't know what normal
Well,
is.
someone told me, this is someone who has a daughter, a grown daughter, and he said that from when she was young, that he wants to raise his daughter in a way that a man can ask her that question and she gives an answer straight away.
An honest answer.
An honest answer, and be proud about it. That's how he said he wants to raise his daughter.
Stavros wants to raise his daughters the same way, but I always say, because all right, I've always said before I had a daughter, I said if and when I have a daughter, I will teach her when she reaches of age. So she may listen to this at some point. Maybe I'll die before she gets of age and she can hear this. If you
I rebuke it.
yes, of course, you can have sex with somebody if you're safe, as long as you are one of a certain age. I haven't figured out what that age is yet, but one, you're of an age, and two, you're in a relationship with that person. That's what I can deal with. If you're in a relationship with a person and you're having sex, then so be it. I don't want to be the man that is blind to the fact that his daughter is gonna have sex, but just don't do it. My personal thing, yeah. Don't do it with somebody that you haven't given the
That doesn't give you that respect, man.
Green
Yeah.
light.
That doesn't give you that respect to give out the ting, man.
yeah. That's it. Because if anything does happen, I want it to be with that you. Unfortunately, if mistakes happen or something, then it's at least with somebody that you're in a relationship with, and you can say, well, fair enough. Let's continue with this and let's move forward. And it's not just a relationship. It's a relationship that is solidified as well.
Can I ask you a question then?
Yeah, go.
If you had a son, would you teach them the same way?
No,
Why?
because I feel sex for men and women is different.
Hey,
Okay.
and that's why.
Okay, but okay.
don't call him home.
Expand on
here's,
that.
Here's the thing. I think in general, just like we spoke about last week, or maybe the week before, I can't remember, but we said that men and women are different. Yeah, we're equal, but we're different. I gave an example of a woman doing certain things in the house and me not letting her do all the stuff in the house. But my old school way of thinking is that certain roles are for the woman. I think a couple of the guys agree that there's certain things with raising children that is not the woman's job, but they take a more percentage of the role. Them kind of things.
£10 of feathers, £10 of
Lead.
lead.
So
Weigh the same but different.
different.
Yes.
The thing is many different aspects of life that these things come through. It's not just what you do in the house, who fixes the car, who takes out the garbage, who does the cleaning, who does the cooking. It's also
She should do it all.
there is also a sexual element to this. I don't feel, and call me old-fashioned, call me sexist, call me whatever you want, I don't feel that men and women should treat sex the same way. They shouldn't go into the realm of sex through the same door. I feel what I want from my daughter, like I said, is to be with a person, have some sort of foundation with them and an understanding with them. You're in a relationship before you can have sex with that person. That's what I want from my daughter. From my son, it is not as rigid. I don't.
So what is it?
I don't have the actual answer to that, but they don't have to necessarily be in a relationship. So that is a loose answer.
So this is my problem, yeah, and this is this is my issue, right? And this is why I say that you're a problem.
Go ahead.
The reason why I say that you're a problem is because okay. I can't say how much of a problem you are because you don't know what you're actually going to tell the boy child. But you said this is out your mouth that a woman or your daughter shouldn't sleep with a man until they're in a relationship and have some form of respect from this man. Yeah.
Okay.
And you're kind of from what I'm hearing is saying to the boy child, the respect doesn't really need to be there. Just do your thing. That's kind of what you're saying. So you're in essence, he doesn't need to respect himself or her.
What's himself got to do with it?
Because you told the daughter to respect herself before she sleeps. Sorry. The person should respect you, basically. But you're saying that the woman doesn't have to respect the man in this situation or your son in this situation. Just do what you want to do. And for me, that's that spawns a problem.
Where's the
because,
problem?
For one,
I know what you're gonna say, and then and there's a comeback for that.
I'm just saying
There is
it's-
no actual problem.
and for me, it spawns a problem. Let me explain to you why it spawns a problem.
Okay.
One, you're then making him feel like respect doesn't need to be there, and sex doesn't need to be put on. Or like respect doesn't need to be part of sex in a way, because you really just chop that away, thinking respect doesn't really need to be there. Just do what you're doing. Two,
For argument's sake, I'll accept that.
Two, if you're not really pushing them into a relationship and having sex, yeah, I suppose you said to be safe and careful. You did say that, but you never know what can come from that. So if he's going to go sleep with somebody that he's not in a relationship with, doesn't really have that bond with, and doesn't really necessarily know whether you have a respect for them, it could easily happen that that person then can get pregnant, and then now they're having a child with a woman that they don't necessarily care for in that level.
Okay.
Again,
Alright.
then that could then lead to them not living together. Again, you have child
Problems, yeah,
all
no,
these
those
types
issues,
of problems.
yes, yes.
So I'm saying, even though it could happen, even if you did teach your child the way that you said that you would teach your daughter, I don't understand why you wouldn't teach your son to be having that level of respect for himself and for the girl when he's having sex. That's me personally. I think you're a problem. I think you should be.
Where's the
we should-
problem?
we
You
should-
haven't told
I
me
think
the
that we should be pushing. That's told you the problem. This one. So you don't think there's a problem with your son possibly having sex with somebody and having a baby with a person that they don't really care for?
I didn't say that he should have sex with a woman that he doesn't care for.
So then what? But you said okay.
I'm saying
that's what I'm asking. What
okay,
what is the criteria then?
A woman should do it that way. That's what I feel a woman should do, and I think a man has more leeway to be loose with his penis.
Why?
Yeah. Why?
Leeway.
Why?
Because I just think that's it's not a woman. It's not a man's job to be the
That's that
closed
male
door.
privilege right there.
No, because
That's
no.
that male privilege.
So your moral standpoint on the way you would teach your daughter would be different to the way you teach your son.
If
Why?
you want to call that morals, then that's fine.
So
Then
hang on
I'll
a minute. Let me
agree.
get this. I'm trying to get my head around this whole thing.
Go
So
ahead.
what you're saying basically, if we had a miracle occur and the foundation of fathers of daughters all took your approach and taught their daughters the same way that you're teaching yours, and then taught their sons the same way that you're teaching yours,
Yes.
how would the dynamic between the relationship work?
Here we go. I'm glad you asked that question. Now, I'm going to give you the long answer, unfortunately. I feel that, unfortunately, for women, the emphasis is on them a lot. The weight of society is on their shoulders in many circumstances.
You want to add more to it.
No. Okay, all right. If that's what you feel, then fair enough. Okay, I can't argue with you putting it that way. Unfortunately, there are certain things that men dictate in relationships or in society, and there are certain things that women dictate in relationships and society. And unless a man is forcing himself on a woman dictates the sex. Yeah, I feel men actually dictate a relationship. Men dictate if they're going to be in a relationship or not. It's quite common for women to say they choose the man, and Stavros says no, the man chooses the woman, but he chooses the woman for a relationship. A woman chooses a man for sex. So what you just asked, Simple Simon, is how is it going to work if you're telling a woman to make sure you choose the right man, yeah, and you're telling the boys just let's just make it loose. You just choose whatever you want, whatever you feel you pleases you that day. Just take that one, and if you can get it, then get it. The issue is if you teach the women correctly. This is one of those times when you're teaching the woman how to do things, and that's going to lead to the men having to step up. Because we all understand at this table that one of Wahala's favorite comments is if a woman said that, if women in general said that I want men to stink before I can be with them, have sex with them, be in a relationship with them, then no man would bath again. The point you're making, whether you understand it or not, is that women dictate that kind of, they have that leverage. Men don't have that leverage. They do not. So when I'm teaching my daughter, this is what you must do, it's because the women of society, and let me finish, have this leverage. You dictate how a man steps up. Unfortunately, you can say, well, you should teach men to step up, but men are going to live to do what women want them to do. That's how it works. That's how society works. If women wanted broke men with plimsolls, then there would be broke men with I need to finish this. So women I'm telling you, the man must have this certain level of stature, respect, whatever it is, before he can be with you. Don't let him be with you until he's got that. And if all women do that, Yeah, it's a false fallacy. It's never gonna happen if all women's gonna do it. It's not gonna happen because they're not a monolith. But if all women did that, then all men would step up.
Or there'll be more rapes.
Why?
I don't know why.
I'm not joking because we live in a society where men dictate and decide what they think is fine, and they take privilege. And a lot of thing with rape is their privilege. That is male privilege, thinking that they can. You're making a head, but it's the truth.
I know men rape women, but that's come on now. I mean,
Wait, hang on.
All right.
It's
not all right. Men rape women, yeah, but come on. I'm giving you an example where I'm saying women need to. If women ask men to step up, then men in general will step up.
That,
and you're saying, they're just gonna rape them.
No, I said the society that we live in now, you will see an increase in rape. You will see it.
But here's what I'm saying. This is the bit that I don't understand. And thank you very much, Stavros, for your elaborate explanation there. But what I don't understand, and I really don't get, is you're putting the blueprint for a woman's behavior down, and you've defined it quite well. Mm-hmm. And rather than say to your man-child, you can even give them that blueprint as well and say, well, look, this is how it should work. Women are the dictation for this, blah, 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 blah. At least give them a bit of a head start.
The head start is my example.
So that when they're coming into these interactions, they have some kind of idea. What you've kind of done here is you've put the power center in the hand of females, which is a very intelligent thing to do, of course, but you've then not given the males any power thing, and then you expected that the power of the female is supposed to be enough to bring the man into line. And I'm saying it will happen eventually, but how many generations do you have to go through for that to happen?
No, I can look. There's two ways to do it.
Sorry, the way I'm looking at it is you have the opportunity to issue a shortcut. You have the ingredients. You have all of the tools necessary to issue the shortcut, and you're not issuing the shortcut because of what I can only acknowledge or see as being some type of ideology that you have. Like you're so focused on pushing the ideology that you're actually ignoring the shortcut.
Blatantly ignore it.
You've lost me.
Because basically he's saying, can I try and come with it? Basically he's saying, for you to get to a point where the man and women could be on an equal setting in this sexual relationship, am I right in saying this now?
And mentality.
Yeah. You could teach your child, your male child, the same thing almost that you teach the woman. Okay. So you can be like, have respect for each other, blah, blah, blah. Make sure that this person respects you before you sleep with them. And then you tell the same thing to a daughter, blah, blah, blah. And then if men and women have that same understanding with each other, then they will just find each other out. They'll see that they've got that basic level of respect for each other, and then have sex and have it in a relationship setting.
Right.
You're saying, nah, bruv. Don't worry about all of that.
No.
Okay.
Carry on.
Okay, you're not saying that, but you're saying what your words was. You said that it's loosely that just sleep with whoever you kind of want to, and then the woman would tell you yes or no because she would know the respect that you have for them. But if you just tell them to have the respect for the women and blah blah blah, then they will just you won't need all of that palaver. Do you understand?
Because it's like you're assuming, yeah. If the woman tells your son, this is how you're supposed to behave, your son is gonna have the wherewithal about him to say, yes, this is how I know that I'm supposed to behave.
Okay, now we get to the second bit. There are elements in my son's life that I am gonna teach him. So it's kind of like a complex jigsaw puzzle, and there's bits I'm giving to the woman, and there's bits I'm giving to the man. And when they get together,
but you just said you ain't giving no bits to the man.
No, because you're
giving him other bits.
Yeah,
sex is not the bit he's giving him.
You've looked at one facet. All right, there's situations that we've spoken about on the podcast.
What is more important than panani, please, in life? What is more important?
We've spoken about situations in our own personal lives and on the podcast where we say it's a man that leads, it's a man that controls, it's a man that sorts the situation out. And in many of these situations, I can't think of one off the top of my head right now, where it's a man that will make the decision for the woman. It is one of those situations where I would say, I would teach my son that even when you are in this situation, if I've taught you well enough, hopefully, you have to actually make the decision for the woman. What she wants is not necessarily the best thing. You have to decide. I think in this situation, yes, and this is true in life, this is true in my relationship as well. And in the situation with the sex ring is vice versa. It's the woman that makes that decision. She knows what's going on. She should have the understanding. That's the time when the onus is on her. There are other situations where the onus is on the man. If you're saying that everyone should be equal, well then the point we just made is that we're not all the same. So not everyone understands everything the same way. Some things the man has to do, something the woman has to do.
You do realise that when you gave your whole elaborate harangue before, you didn't make any mention of what information you were going to give your child.
Because he said he didn't know.
No, we were sticking on sex.
He said he didn't know.
No, because we were sticking on sex, and I'm saying that you took the sex and took it and fleshed it out into like society as a in the roles between men and women in a bigger scheme. And I said in the bigger scheme of things, there are many things I'm going to teach my son that the daughter's going to be taught a different way.
You know what? I'll be honest with you. Until you mentioned this, I was so preoccupied with keeping my daughter alive, fed, and a roof over her head. I haven't even thought about any of this stuff. I haven't.
Well,
and now you've just
she's still very young.
Yeah, and all you've done is just scared the shit out of me now. Oh, you have. You really have. I'm putting her on a shuttle to Mars.
Webs. You was gonna say something there. You were gonna touch on something.
No, I was just gonna go back onto the analogy of the explanation is how I just looked at it as they both have cake, but you've taught your daughter how to make cake, and you've just given your son cake. So
And the knife.
and the
I don't like that knife. I don't like that knife, man.
No.
That knife means rape, doesn't it?
I'm not saying it does.
No, it's true. You didn't even give the boy the cake. You gave him the knife.
You gave him the knife, and they said cut as much as you like.
Why
I said,
do you man have to think
not cut as much as you
so
like.
negatively though?
There's nothing negative in that.
No, because what from the outside looking in, I see Wahala thinking really negatively in terms of the way that the men are going to react to maybe the women saying no.
Sorry, let me just jump in there quickly, yeah, Mr. Wolf. Let's be 100%. Let's be honest now, yeah. Is it fair to say that we have had many iterations and increments of what could possibly happen if men are given ultimate control over what happens in society? Would that be fair to say?
Of course.
So we've had millions of years or hundreds of thousands of years of man being in control, yeah? Mm-hmm. Would you say that the situation as a result of man being in control over that period of time is one that you would, how would I put it, feel comfortable, let's say if you never had a son, would you feel comfortable in bringing your daughter into this world under the scheme and regime that's been going on? Be honest, because I'm saying no.
I don't want a daughter just because of this.
You see it there?
Well, I want more daughters. Do you understand? And
You answer the question though. Would you say we've done a good job as men? Has patriarchy done a good job?
Do you think your daughter is safe in this world?
It's a tough one. I mean, I think she's okay.
You think she's safe?
I really do. I mean, I have the belief that my daughter, God willing, will live her life without getting raped.
Whoa, wait. Hang on.
Without all the negative perceptions that have been put on this table. I believe that women at the moment are striving in a real positive light. They're going in the right direction in terms of jobs, education, opportunities. We know that in the past that a lot of things have happened. We know that things are happening now. But what I do know is that, you know, the feminist movement is growing stronger and stronger. So
Can I ask you a question when you've finished?
Go ahead, man. You can ask me it now.
All right. You know a lot of women, I'm assuming?
I know a lot of people.
Do you know a lot of women quite personally? Like they talk to you about stuff?
Yeah, plenty.
What percentage of those women has told you they have been sexually assaulted in some form of way in their life?
Not necessarily rape, sexual assault. So we're talking about being, I don't know,
Touched up.
in a train and someone rubbed up against them, like that kind of stuff.
Felt like they've been violated as a woman,
Percentage
wise.
That's a real random question, man. We all know that the stats is 1 in 3 women has been assaulted.
Do you know, it's
But
weird.
I'm talking. I'm not saying
it's
women.
weird.
I'm talking women that
It's
you
weird.
know.
It's weird that you
It's the
say
same
that.
thing, innit? 1 in
It's
3
weird.
women that we know has been assaulted.
It's weird that Stavros.
What's 1 in 3? That's
says the 1 in
33%,
3.
right?
33%.
That's the same as tax.
I would say
It's a lot.
maybe around about that amount. Maybe 1 in the 3. Maybe out of the women that I know, A fair amount, but not the majority.
A fair amount is still a fair amount, isn't it?
Yeah, but I'm not disputing a fair amount is too much. I'm not saying that it's not too much. I'm not saying that it's
too
not
much.
the majority.
I'm just saying that you can see that
my
in a
thing
large...
is
And that's the result of patriarchy. That's what I was saying to you.
listen.
Man's has been running things, and that's all. That's all
because
not
of the way that we
disputing
teach. We teach
not
men.
disputing that at all, but I do believe that women are
Well,
in a
don't
good
teach.
place at the moment. I
Yeah.
really do. I think that they're striving, they're doing good things. I think that there's a lot of good female role models. As for me, I think that
They come from somewhere, though. There's a reason why they're there.
If there is a black page and there is a white dot on there, people are gonna notice the white dot. Do you understand? People make more of a big deal of the negative things that happen as opposed to the positive.
I agree.
So
in
I'm not
most-
disputing that a lot of things happen. A lot of bad things have happened. A lot of bad things happen now. But what I do think is that depending on the environment, depending on the upbringing that you give your child, I think it can kind of shape the way that they're going to live their life. Their decisions will be perhaps more better than someone who hasn't got that advice from their father, their uncle, their brother, and people around them that are positive male role models and positive female role models.
You got a daughter and a son.
Yes.
How would you, if anyway, teach them differently, like what Stavros was saying with regards to his children?
Who gets
Do you
the
know
cake?
what?
Who gets the knife?
I'm a big believer that man and woman are not the same.
Yeah.
A big believer. The whole thing about sex, and I was going to ask you, do you think that men and women yearn for sex the same way?
Yes.
Can we go around the table?
Simple Simon, yes.
Stavros, more or less, yes.
Webbs, no.
Can you tell me why then? Webbs.
Well, as consensus say, men think about sex every 7 seconds. Women think about sex every 25 seconds.
I mean, I would.
And he said that with a straight face, people.
He said that with a straight face because
The court
I
yes.
know that every was it 5 seconds?
7 seconds.
Seven
7
seconds.
to 25.
Do you understand? So that's the ratio. I mean, I think that men naturally, go back to the animal's kingdom. They need to burst, and they need to burst often. Do you understand? They need to burst, bruv. Let's just cut it in layman's terms here.
I
You know
don't
what I'm saying?
agree.
Well, from the way that I look at
I
it,
don't even do sex anymore.
okay. Yeah, but you may be
don't
the
do it.
minority. I think a majority of men want and need to burst often.
And
Do
you think
understand?
that women
And
don't have that same... Again, do you know there's a,
I do
reason
not
why...
believe that women want to burst as much as men do.
Well, then you are
You don't know many women then, do you?
you are very much mistaken, good sir.
Mistaken,
I know
but
women want to. I don't think they want to do it as much.
I
as
think
men.
they do want to do it as much, but... Or their body wants to do it as much.
I would go as far as to say if there was no taboo,
how about the 7 and
if,
25
if there
ratio?
was no taboo in society about a woman's sexual proclivities, I think you would see that there would be a lot more
Equality with the thing.
a lot more equality with the thing. If women could accost a man and when I say take, I don't mean forcefully, but set the situation so that they are the ones that are instigating this sex. If that was the case, where we weren't judging them negatively for that, man's things would be grabbed and man's would be getting it on.
Then I'll ask you this
Chocolate
question.
City.
Then. Mr. Wolf,
Chocolate
I'll ask you
City.
this question. In the event that Stavros the Boss Windros teaches, let's say he has 5
You
daughters.
didn't even talk about your own self. You're now going back to Stavros.
Hold on. Let's just use his way of teaching his daughters. Yeah. So let's just say that I teach my 5 daughters the way that Stavros explained that he will teach his daughter. I then have 5 sons. God bless me with 10, and I teach them exactly the same way. Do you think that they're both going to live their life equally?
No.
I don't think so.
Of course they won't live their life equally because society doesn't allow them to live their life equally.
So now it's shaped on society as opposed to the way that the teachings
As
of them-
well as.
as well as.
Yeah, but you don't teach flying lessons to somebody who needs to learn how to drive.
And you said treat it as well. So how somebody treats you, you can't dictate how somebody treats you.
What do you mean treat?
Well,
That's what you can. You said how they're going to be treated. That's what you said. It was
you can
going
influence how someone
no,
treats you.
teach.
No, you said you'll teach them a certain way, and then those 10 will go out, and then you said how they'll be treated.
How they would live their life. How, you know, would it be an equal way of living?
No, it won't be equal.
Will both man and both woman respect each other equally? Will both man and both women want sex in the same way? You know, you got to put personalities in there and all kind of different factors. Just like you said, society as well. I think that women think differently. I think to men, I think that there's so many different aspects to man and woman that I kind of co-sign what Stavros is saying with all of this, to be honest.
Me, I don't know.
Well, Stavros is saying basically, it may sound a bit cavemanish, but I think there is some sense in what I'm saying. It might be underneath the rug. It might not come to the forefront until they're older or until society sees things in a different way. Mr. Wolf kind of pointed out a couple of things that solidified even what I was saying. That and Wahala, even with your coming at me, also kind of reinforced me that I'm actually kind of right, because I'm not saying that you shouldn't teach a boy the way I may teach a woman. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that it is not at the forefront of what I think is important for the boy to know. Whereas with the woman, at the forefront, a boy is going to learn from me. So same way you said you're not the type of man that does a lot of things with a lot of women. I don't. I think most women I've been with have been with more men than I've been with women. That's how deep it is. So I'm not somebody that jumped from bed to bed to bed to bed to bed. So my child is going to learn from example as well, from their dad.
But your dad's they're not going to see that, are they? Because they'll see their dad with one woman, and they're just going to think in their heads, my dad's been with my mum. I don't know what he's been with in the past.
Exactly.
But so they're going to make their own path.
No, there's a reason that me and you are a certain way, and there's a reason why certain people are a certain way. So there's things that you teach by talking, and there's things that you teach by some sort of example. There's some things that you teach by some sort of
We've been a
visuals.
certain way, but we've had a brother that wasn't our way.
Fair enough.
Ding, 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 ding. Personality.
But this goes back to what Mr. Wolf was saying. Personality is personality. So I could teach my daughter to be a certain way, and that is just not how she is. She's not about that life.
Yeah,
she's about a totally
at
different
least
life.
you taught the way that you think is appropriate.
Yeah, and I can feel comfortable that I've said that.
This thing making me uncomfortable. Can I throw like a spanner in the works question out there?
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Shout out Bounty. If you had to be represented by a film or TV character, who do you reckon you would be?
Well, Hala has no answer to this question, and I've been thinking about it for so long.
This question was sent in by a listener. Bantu is known to the panel. What TV or movie character do you see yourself as? Stavros thought of something immediately. These guys are all looking into the air and each other. So Stavros is just going to answer the question whilst these guys continue to look into the air.
I've got one for
rub their chin.
Before you answer the question, because web slingers, didn't we discuss this in season 1 at one point?
Even if
Maybe, but I can't remember.
No,
yeah,
we did.
We did.
But we stuck to it was like Roman, like sort of fight. Basically, it was like Gladiator and them kind of people. There was like 4 we chose from. So it's like, would you be the Maximus, whatever?
Meridius.
Oh,
Bad
what
man
a character
Didius.
in a film, not actually an actor.
No, a character in
character.
any film or TV program.
So Stavros
I was
is
going to
saying,
say that these two are like Milli Vanilli still.
Do you want to get him or shall I?
What song did they pretend that they wrote again?
You get him. Go on, get him.
Sorry, because there's a light skin one, there's a dark skin one, man. Jesus.
I could see them doing the dark routines now in my head as well. One of them's gonna deny
People that are
you sex,
listening to
that
this
one's not gonna
podcast,
talk to you, bro.
Girl, you
I got-
know it's true.
I got a what do you call it? What's a PSA again? It's a
public service
I bought a
announcement.
public service announcement for you. Mr. Wolf is somebody who I've known, Sybil Simon has known for a fair amount of time. And it's very important that you guys understand that I never liked him.
I'm waiting.
Like
I'm
from the
waiting.
moment that we first met, I knew that I just couldn't like this guy.
I'm waiting.
But anyway, on to the
Go on,
question.
Steph. Go on, Steph. You got an answer. No one else has. Go on.
From now on, call me Columbo.
No, see. Let me tell you
said
something.
that you didn't know.
Let me tell you something. No, because he's not Columbo. He's not. Let me tell you something. Because once he sent me the question, shout out to the two Ghanaian, yeah. And what I actually wrote back to him was, I don't know who I am, but I want to be Columbo. That's
You
the
mentioned
first-
Columbo.
I said that's the exact thing I sent back. I want to be Columbo, but I know I'm not Columbo. You're not Columbo, bro.
Listen.
You're not Columbo.
Listen, I am the captain. Listen. I feel, because I know I'm not Columbo, but I have Columbo type traits. There's a couple of things that you link with Columbo. One is that his the way he dresses, the way he talks, the way he plays himself down when really he's up here, the way he makes himself the fool when really he's the king, and so a lot of these things is not necessarily me because I'm not the most modest person. I think I dress kind of I kind of dress kind of nicely. You know, I might have a dusty, rusty car like he does, but the foundation or one of the major the pillar points of Columbo is that in the beginning, once he's made the assessment, he takes his time and gets to the point where he's put you in the corner, and you see at the end of every Columbo episode, the man basically walks towards the police and puts his hands like this and says, "Put the cuffs on now, because you have now put me in that predicament where I can no longer lie and say I haven't done what I've done. You've put me in the position where I just have to say, yeah, I've done it. You've sussed me out to the point where there is no longer any way I can argue. I feel I have that point.
Stav, you are anime Bullock.
Let me explain something to you about Columbo. Why you cannot be Columbo.
Mr. 2 Days is talking.
Why you cannot be Columbo.
2 days.
Columbo is the most unemotional human being
In the
known
world.
to man.
And you
Are the complete opposite of
yes. In emotional terms, if I was to use terminology that would describe your emotion in physical terms, you are the clitoris of emotion.
I don't even know what it means. I don't know what it means, people.
It's sensitive.
You're
Isn't it?
I know what's going to be at the beginning.
You are Suellen from Dallas.
Sue Ellen. Sue Ellen.
She did cry a lot, innit?
She did.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, bring it on.
What? Okay. One thing.
I'm not.
But what?
I know who my
You
character
can't be Columbo, bro, because just for the emotion.
Okay then. So, Bunty, what happened was the question was sent in a week ago to anybody that's listening. We didn't get around to it last week. We said we'd bring it up this week. Up to this week now, I'm the only one that seems to have come up with an idea. But okay, we'll come back to that in a moment. But still, people are they've rubbished my idea, which is fine. I'll take that on the chin. So Mr. Wolf is going to mention what he is, and then maybe it's easier for people to talk about what the other person thinks they are, somebody across the table from them, as opposed to us thinking for ourselves, because clearly you black people can't think of that. So Mr. Wolf, go ahead.
Yeah, it's basically based on one of my favorite films. It's probably a film that I've watched more than any other film.
Gangbang 36.
If it's who I think you're gonna say it is, I'm gonna have to rubbish yours as well.
Oh,
Who is it?
We'll see. And yeah, I love the film. Quentin Tarantino film.
Are you gonna say Mr. Wolf?
I'm Mr. Wolf. Oh my god! Of course I'm Mr. Wolf.
Of course
Why the hell do you call me Mr. Wolf? Because
you
not
asked.
my name.
Because
You asked to be called Mr. Wolf.
It's a nickname that was given to me
'Cause you're an
a
animal.
long time before.
hold on, somebody else gave you this nickname.
Someone gave me the
Don't
nickname.
trust that person.
Can I rubbish you straight away?
Why?
Do you know there was one aspect of Mr. Wolf that was so very important?
He's always on time.
Let him say it himself. What? Man just took the whole thing from me, you know, bro.
Let him say it himself.
Well, you just said it, innit?
Mr. Wolf, are you always on time?
Listen, you can laugh, but I'll tell you one thing.
When a man answers a question,
In the
with
last,
listen.
listen, can I ask you, man, this? Recently, especially in the last 5-6 months, my timekeeping has been excellent.
No, it's improved.
It's
not
not.
been
It's
excellent.
been excellent, bro.
No.
I've been late once.
Then it's not excellent. What do you think?
It's not
is?
perfect.
Excellent.
Excellent is not perfect.
And the only
It's
reason,
very good.
What makes me laugh?
I don't like
is-
using the N word,
Let me-
but
let me-
if I was to use it, it would be right there.
Use the C word, use the C
Let me
word.
ask you why. So, let me tell you
Listen,
something. If you keep moving your goalposts to be on time, that doesn't mean that you're on time.
Nah,
You say,
bro.
I'm going to get somewhere for 10.
Shame.
Then you email back in to say, I'll get there for half 10. Then you
mate.
say, maybe I'll make me there
I
for
said,
10:45.
just put it this way. Mr. Wolf said that he'll be here today.
Shame.
Oh no, I just wanted to say shame.
Mr. Wolf said that he'll be here today at 10:30. You know. I
No,
said
you
that I'll
actually
be at
said
10:30.
earlier, you said it throughout the whole week, I'll be there for 10.
No, I did
Then-
not say that.
Yes, you did.
And you know what I've done with the WhatsApp message? I actually forwarded it and so you could see. I said that I will get here an hour from 9:30. That's what I said, bruv. I even quoted it. I quoted it. I made my man look at it. I made everybody look
Okay,
at it.
Mr.
From
Wolf,
9:30.
Mr. Wolf. You said somebody gave you this nickname a long time ago. A long
was a
time
while
ago,
ago.
your timekeeping was poor. You're not good at timekeeping.
So Mr.
Maybe you-
Wolf's Mr. Wolf is only based on timekeeping.
That was
No.
one of his biggest things, though.
He is only based on timekeeping.
Okay, but here's the
He's
thing.
not based on swagger.
No, can
No, I don't even think the
He's not
swag was
based
his
on
biggest
no,
thing.
he had swag.
Yeah,
Yes,
but
he
that
had
was his
swag.
biggest
No,
thing, though.
I'm
was-
not saying
no.
it was his biggest thing.
What he had was
He had a number of different things.
yes, he had timekeeping. He had swag. He had a reputation.
He had respect.
He had respect. He had a way with words, which I don't think you have, unfortunately. Not like him. And he was fast, and it wasn't
organised and fast.
Yeah, that is not. So I think the the big things with him is his time, and it's about speed. Everything with him is about get things done
Efficiently.
Yeah, that is the word. And Mr. Wolf, you get things
Just
done.
rubbished your character.
Yeah, Mr. Wolf does things.
He does things in arty pace.
Yeah.
He does things at arty
Yeah,
pace.
you wear slippers and drag your feet.
You do things at arty pace.
You know when you see listen, people listening to
The
this
roast
podcast.
of Mr. Wolf.
No, when you
does
see
things at arty pace.
Auntie running for a bus and you realize, hold on, you're not actually running.
I've always said that.
Don't listen to these guys.
Auntie, I've always said that.
Can you understand why
They
Mr.
do
Wolf
reverse
calls himself
woman.
the underdog? Do you understand? And sometimes
Under
the
the dog.
underdog
Under
comes
the
to
dog.
win. You get me? Sometimes people listen. You've been listening to the races.
I know if it's a dog or a bitch because I'm under the dog. I see the bitch.
The underdog comes through, and the underdog will come back to bite your head.
All right. So we got
Deconstructed.
Mr. Wolf decided
Don't
on
listen
Mr.
to
Wolf.
these
So
guys,
Stavros is not Columbo and Mr. Wolf is not Mr. Wolf.
All right, I think I've got
Mr. Wolf is Mr. Wolf.
partially one.
Go on.
B.A. Baracus a bit.
For you.
Yeah. Partially.
Yeah, because Mr. Baracus has a bad temper,
Aggression.
and we can all agree that Wahala needs tranquilizers once in a while.
Frango.
So going by temper, going by randomly shouting all the time.
And being a big shouty black.
I'm quite large.
Do you have a pair of dungarees?
No, and I don't have the haircut either.
Do you have a fear of flying?
No, I
if
don't
you
have a
went to the
fair line.
Ghanaian barber enough, you'd get the haircut.
It's true.
Do you have 1 ounce of gold jewelry?
No, I don't. So I think the only thing that I'm actually
Can
going
you
with.
fix things?
Yes, I can. Yes, I can. So I can fix things, but I also break them. So that doesn't help either. But that's where the aggression and rage comes in.
He's the alpha and the omega.
So I'll break. So if I was gonna say I was like a proper character, I would call myself the Hulk because I'm like the Hulk. Like I'm calm 1 minute, then then I turn and mash up things.
Then why don't you say you're the Hulk?
Because the Hulk is not a TV or film character. Rarely,
he's in
a
TV
comic
and
film.
About, of course he is.
No, he's a comic character. Let's
Oh
be
yeah,
real.
but it's turned into a TV and a film.
Okay, then I'll say I'm the Hulk. Then
What kind of nonsense is that? Man, how many years was your TV? And how many Hulk
Why
films
can't
are
I be Bruce Banner star? Why do I have to be the slow one? Birdie, feed me, birdie.
You're not red gamma, that's for sure.
Yeah, man. What's his name? I'm Mr. Fix It.
Can I be the
MacGyver.
can I be the angel from Highway to Heaven?
Bad man. Only a bad man can pick Highway to Heaven angel. I know who you could be.
Mr. Wolf?
Mr. Wolf could be Al from Quantum Leap.
Ooh.
Oh, what the?
He was an alcoholic. He was an alcoholic womanizer.
Was it Al Alcoholic Womanizer?
Did you not see every time he
Yeah,
zapped in, he had a
Al
drink in
was
his
an
hand?
alcoholic womanizer, a cigar, and playing with the team.
He was a singer, isn't he?
And he used to draw that. I know he was having an affair with Ziggy.
He had multiple.
I'm still giving it to
Personality
him.
disorder.
I'm still
No,
giving it to him.
he could do a lot of stuff. Like he always had stories because he always did stuff.
Yeah. And that's a bit like Mr. Wolf. I think Mr. Wolf is Al from Quantum Leap.
Meh.
That's a bad man right there.
Al from Quantum Leap.
Al from Quantum Leap is a bad man.
I gave you somebody of good stature.
Thank you, sir. Quantum Leap was bad though, boy.
Bad boy for a guy. All right, what we saying for about? What we saying for Simple? Matthew from Deadsman.
May your hairline
In the Gambia,
forever.
We call it
and I
touching
mean
45.
forever
Gloria.
defy you.
Gloria.
Matthew.
There is an old African saying.
I don't know why, but Matthew from Deadsman came into my brain, man.
so why can't you just be pork pie then?
Nah, because Simple's got that.
Because one day that hair's
got
gonna go.
He's got that academic style,
Lord.
innit? He's got that academic style about him. He just randomly comes out with them quips in it. So that's why I said maybe Matthew from Desmond's. But I don't know if he's got the shade for it. You have to have Stav. Maybe merge into Stav.
That's personalities, man. It doesn't have to be looks.
But yeah,
Personalities.
okay. I don't know. If, the thing about
for
the thing about Simple is that it's a bit hard to. It's a bit hard to nail down.
It's difficult, isn't it? But you know what? I'll give you a joke. I recently watched Fences the other day, yeah? And I swear to you, I felt like the Denzel Washington character. I was like, this man is...
Everybody at one point feels like the Denzel Washington character in some way, shape or form.
Thank you, I'm not mad. All right, cool.
All right, then the little bit I've seen offenses, then I'll be Denzel.
Have we all seen Fences?
I've only seen the first.
I don't think you could be him.
Have you seen Fences?
He's done some stuff wrong then.
He's done stuff that you could never have done.
okay.
No spoilers, please.
Yeah,
Can't
all right.
quote a line
Let
then.
me watch the film first before I talk.
Who do you reckon that web slinger would be?
Lion King is a jungle.
Yeah, who's the worst person? Like criminal, biggest thief, biggest liar. Yeah, that sounds like web slinger to me.
So, what about Fagin from Oliver Twist? You got to pick a pocket or two.
I haven't seen all of it.
You got to pick a pocket or two, boy. How can you stop? Stav, you need to stop saying that you haven't seen things that I know you've seen.
I haven't seen it.
You have seen it.
Let's not.
Wait,
let's not
I'm sure
argue
you're not
about
going to remember your child when you get home.
Let's
You're
not-
just going to go home and say, whose child is this? You don't remember nothing. You don't watch Oliver Twist. I'm going to call mum when we get home and say, Stav said he ain't watched Oliver Twist. The way she's going to cuss you down the line, of course you watched it.
Okay.
You got to pick a pocket or two, boy. You got to pick a pocket or two, boy. Shame.
Shame.
Pick a pocket or two.
I will quickly interject. I think I know who Simple would be. Fiddler on the Roof.
Who'll be that?
What is that?
Have you not seen Fiddler on the Roof?
No.
I don't think I've seen it. I know of Fiddler of the Roof.
Alright.
Yeah, I don't know.
I've never seen it.
Explain the character.
The character's he's, I can't remember if he's Jewish, but I'm not saying you're Jewish, sorry. But he's a very wise man who has a good life but isn't happy with his life.
Ooh, goddamn.
You said he's a wise man.
Yeah, a wise man.
So if a wise man, wouldn't he be happy with his life if it's a good life?
No, you can be wise and not happy being wise or not happy with your life.
I know who Stav and Wahala is.
Why are we the same person?
Because no, we're two different people. Mortimer and Ranful and Mortimer.
Randolph and Mortimer.
From Coming to America, them two.
No, from Trading Places.
Trading Places, yeah.
Places.
Turn those machines back on! That's me and Stav. Without a shadow of a doubt.
Mortimer, but your brother. Fuck him!
Best line of the film.
That is me and Stav. That is me and Stav down to a T. If you have to put two characters in this film together and you put us in that film, that is how we'll behave.
Webs.
You are a cross between
Go on.
Randolph and Mortimer and Waldorf and Statler.
From the
Muppet Show.
The Muppet Shows. Yeah.
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 How
yeah.
about Steptones, son?
No.
No.
I've got it. Webs. Mama are the ever living.
Who's that? Webs?
Who, me?
It's true. It's true.
Nah, it's MGF.
We did say MG was
Yeah, that
mum,
was-
bro.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
true. That's true. That's true.
But
That's
I
true.
can't take that mantle. Salute.
But yeah, I'm looking at you. Yeah, maybe I don't know.
Venger from Dungeons and Dragons.
Venger.
I don't know, man.
No,
I don't-
I'm not Venger.
It's a hard question. It's a really hard question.
Yeah, I don't know who I'd.
All right,
I don't
you
know.
know.
Who
You know
I'd
what?
be.
You know what? People, anyone that has heard the podcast or has been listening to it for a period of time has got some form of opinion of how we are, who we are. If you could tweet in at esnpodcast.com, or sorry, at ESN Podcast on Twitter, or an email and esnpodcast@gmail.com, and let us know who you think we would be as characters. But Stav is not Columbo. Just know that and understand that.
I think maybe
Mr. Wolf is not Mr. Wolf.
maybe even my man from what's that film? Ty Diggs from that film.
Why would you want to be anything that Tide exists?
Oh man, what's the name of the film, man?
What, Menace to Society?
No,
He's talking about
when
Stella
is
got
he
his
in
groove back.
Menace to the-
Stella got his groove back.
No,
I know you like him old.
Is it Best Man? Best Man. Yeah,
The one that cheated on his brethren's, or slept with his brethren's girl.
yeah, and the personality. Yeah, not the cheating on the girl, the brethren.
Remind me to keep my woman away from you.
All right,
All right. Wrap up time.
wrap it up, man. Wrap
No,
it
I
up.
got a quick question.
Go
Sorry.
ahead. Go ahead.
I know. It's weird. I know for time. Vegans, yeah. I'd ask this to everybody.
Bonfire on them.
Female vegans, they don't put meat in their mouth. So does that mean a female vegan wouldn't give you head?
No,
But essentially, she's putting meat in her mouth.
but she's not eating the meat.
I didn't say eating. I just said putting meat in your
But
mouth.
nobody
It's
said
not dead flesh.
nobody said vegans don't put meat in their mouth.
Vegans don't eat meat.
Yeah,
They don't eat
there's a
dead
difference.
flesh.
There's the difference between.
It's flesh. It's meat. It's
But
just
it's not
meat.
dead flesh.
It's just meat.
It's not dead flesh. That question is as dead as the meat that they're eating.
No, it's just meat.
It's
Whether
dead-
it's dead or alive,
What's that sound? One second.
meat.
Can you hear that?
The sound of meat.
Can you hear it?
The sound of meat. Your brain ticking.
shame.
Same.
For him, that's what they're screaming.
Bitch. Shame.
All right.
So vegans don't
That's
eat
where
dead
I'm
meat.
They don't eat dead meat. They'll eat.
Are we actually having aunties and mothers, elderly people listen to this?
I'm assuming. Well, our
Yes,
mum
yes.
was listening to it until Simple decided he wanted to talk about his cat story, and then I don't know, she's listening again.
True life stories. You got to pick up a guitar too.
Just before we go, the Rick Ross album came out today, and he's going at.
Oh, is that a full album?
Yeah, the album's out today, and he's going at Birdman.
Listen, that tune, I won't lie, the tune is good, you know.
Which one?
The one that I've heard, I don't even know what it's called.
You're such an uncle. The tune is good. Which one? I don't know which one.
I don't do.
The other one. No, not that one. The other one.
It's just. I just think it's, and he does it in a kind of like a grown up way. He's like, listen, you're just robbing man. He said at one point, how can you have half a billion, and still be robbing man's basically? Like, what is it you need from life that you still need to be shortchanging these people that are on your team? They're not your enemies, man. They're meant to be your colleagues. But anyways, I just wanted to get that off my chest before we went off. What's Wilder looking at?
I'm looking for the Rick Ross album.
Oh, okay. So church notes and our goodbyes. Let's start off with Webslinger.
Yo, I want to give a quick shout out to Maurice Sanya and Renata Sanya and their new baby girl, Faye Monique Sanya. Welcome. That's my German connects, and they're listening. So
Let's
yes.
give him a clap then. Anybody that has a child, we give them a round of applause.
Well done. Well done.
We thank God for the child's life and your own life.
Yes,
Yes.
indeed. Thank you very
And
much.
have confirmed that it works.
Santorini, Greece. That's the Rick Ross tune that I've listened to.
Now give us your church
Okay.
notes.
Bad
I
tune.
ain't finished my church notes.
Oh, sorry. Go on then.
God damn it.
Shame,
Shame. Yeah.
bitch.
Thank you everybody for listening. We hope to see you again from sunrise. It's all the social networks at Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, The Actor, Sunset, DJ Webslinger, Twitter. Yow.
Simple Simon. It is at Simple Simon FB on Twitter. You can see how I just did that. Twitter. And I have a public service announcement. If you are a patron of African and Caribbean food stores, whether they be grocery stores or restaurants and takeaway establishments, be sure to be patrons of ones that are delivering that good quality in food and in service. And the ones that do not match the quality and service that you consider to be good, be sure to drop them out. Don't worry about those businesses. People of UK and members of the Oyembosity crowd will surely hold them aloft, but they do not deserve your genuine stamp and your genuine dollar.
Wow, I think that's a divisive statement, actually.
Yes, it is.
Okay,
And it's based on the bad rice and peas that I had this very night.
it's put you in a foul mood.
It has put me in a foul mood.
Shame.
Disappointment and unfulfilled dreams.
Shame.
My God, Muslimi.
Okay.
Big Wahala at Twitter. That's me. Holler at me. I at Big Holla on Instagram with no photos, but holla at me there too. If I get hollered, then maybe I might start adding things in there. And yeah, make sure that you listen to us again. And I appreciate all of the listeners that we've got.
This is Mr. Wolf. First of all, I'd like to say a big happy birthday to my niece. She is a big niece. She's 24 today. So I'm really happy that she's reached that landmark. And you can catch me on It's Yummy on Twitter. And It's Yummy Online. No, It's Yummy Online on Twitter.
That's
and It's Yummy on Instagram. And that's me. Thank you very much for listening in. And
Happy birthday as well. We usually say happy birthday. Let's say happy birthday to Yemi's niece. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
yeah, you see that?
Happy birthday.
Yeah, man. Wicked.
Okie dokie.
Shame.
Stavros Boss. Catch me at Stavros Boss everywhere. Thank you very much. Rate, review, subscribe, pass along this podcast. Promote us, please, because we need your help. We need your assistance. And why does that sound too beggish? People are looking at me like, what?
Oh no, I wasn't looking at you. No.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, man. Just help promote us a bit because we'd like to get our numbers up. So that's one thing. Subscribe to us on all the different ways, all the different apps and podcatchers. You can catch us. We had a bit of problems with SoundCloud last week, but you can catch us on so many different avenues. So yeah, do that. And catch us on social media at ESN Podcast. If you think Stavros is a bastard for not teaching his son to respect the woman that he's banging, by all means, holler at me and let me know, because I think I'm gonna get some hit back this week.
That man wanted to go at me, you know.
Yeah. Oh, so is that why you tried to attack me?
No, I'm just saying you lot wanted to try and go at me because I was getting some love. But anyway, say goodbye.
Only women think like that, man. Who's thinking like that?
You.
No.
Anime.
No. And catch us on Facebook at facebook.com/ESN Podcasts with an S. Thank you for listening. Catch you next week. Peace.
Remember, if you ain't saying nothing, say it well.
Slap for life.
It was weird. No, you did like a mix.
Combine.